Porcupine has a problem. Porcupine spent his days traveling across the savannah searching for food. He was very clumsy, so wherever he went, he would prick animals by mistake. They were all scared of his spikes and chased him away wherever he visited. So he continued traveling across the land, all alone. One day, while he was foraging for food in the bushes, he heard a voice say, "Ow!" When he looked up, he saw Dacre, who had pricked himself on Porcupine's spikes. "Sorry," said Porcupine. But Dacre just laughed. "Those are cool spikes," said Dacre. Porcupine smiled. For the first time, someone liked his spikes. Dacre invited Porcupine to a lush valley to meet his antelope friends. None of the antelope had ever met a porcupine before, so they all crowded around him. "I want to see." "No, I was here first. I also want to see," they all cried. They got so close to Porcupine that they started getting pricked on his spikes. Porcupine tried to move out of the crowd, but the more he moved, the more the antelope got pricked. Everyone panicked. "It's a trap!" they screamed. "He's covered in weapons!" The antelope were furious. "Get out of our valley!" they said. Dacre was sad because he knew that it was his fault that Porcupine had come to visit. Porcupine wandered away from the valley through the dry savannah. While he was feeling sorry for himself, he spotted a pack of wild dogs that seemed to be having a secret meeting. He decided to sneak closer to find out what they were talking about. "Okay, you all know the plan," the leader said. "Half of us will attack from the left. Half of us will attack from the right. We'll run down into the valley and eat all the antelope." "Oh no," thought Porcupine. "What about Dacre?" He ran back to the valley as fast as he could to warn the antelope, but his legs were too short. The wild dogs ran right past him, thinking he was a spiky bush. When Porcupine finally arrived at the valley, the wild dogs were already charging down the hill. Porcupine built up all his courage. "I am covered in weapons," he said to himself. "I'm covered in weapons!" He curled up into a ball and rolled down the hill, knocking into the wild dogs and sending them jumping into the air in pain. "Ow!" they cried. When Porcupine finally came to a stop, many of the wild dogs had run out of the valley. But not all of them, and the rest of them had him surrounded. "What shall we do with him?" asked one of the wild dogs. "He ruined our plan," said the leader. "So we have to find something really special to do to him." But while the wild dogs were distracted by Porcupine, Dacre had a plan. "Grab some thorny branches," he told the antelope. "Hold them in your mouths." So just before the wild dogs attacked Porcupine, the antelope, led by Dacre, came charging towards them. The antelope swung the branches, pricking the wild dogs all over. The wild dogs ran off, yelping in pain, except for the leader. He sneaked around the side of the valley. When he thought no one was watching, he charged back down, heading straight for Dacre. Porcupine ran as fast as his little legs would carry him and leapt into the way. "Wah!" screamed the leader, running headlong into Porcupine's spikes. The leader of the wild dogs ran out of the valley, howling in pain. Porcupine thanked Dacre for saving him, but Dacre reminded him that it was Porcupine's spikes that gave them the idea of using the thorns. And from that day on, whenever a predator tried to attack the valley, the antelope were always ready to fight. led by Dacre and his best friend, Porcupine.